Hello. This is my third installment of Hateful Liberals. And this week we're going to be talking about a man who was arrested for protesting at a drag event by Canadian police. And our Hateful Liberal of the week is the CBC, a mainstream media outlet in Canada. And just so we're clear about this is not any kind of attack on Canadians or Canadian people in general, just the CBC. Now, they've written an article on March 22nd, 2023, titled, Calgary pastor accused of hate-motivated crimes at drag story time has a history of violence. Now, they're going to say some pretty nasty things about Christian pastor Derek Reimer. And he's already been arrested twice. The Canadian police have humiliated him, thrown him in jail repeatedly, and tried to make an example out of him, basically saying, this is what will happen to you if you dare to protest a sacred LGBTQ event, especially if you consider yourself to be a Christian. And the CBC is making the claim that in 2015, Reimer was convicted in Calgary of causing suffering to a dog. He was given 12 months probation as a sentence. Do I believe that? No. And then in 2011, he was found guilty of assault causing bodily harm and handed an 8-month jail term plus 18 months probation. Do I believe that? No. And the reason why I don't believe it is because the CBC is the only mainstream media outlet who's made any claims like this about Derek Reimer. I don't see anybody else claiming that he has any kind of violent criminal history other than these people. Kids crying during altercation. On February 25th, Reimer showed up at the Seton Library for a Reading with Royalty event, organized with Calgary Pride. The event was geared toward children who were 6 to 8 years old. Reimer pushed parents to get to the front of the room, where he shouted homophobic and transphobic slurs, causing some of the children to cry, according to Lack-Who. They don't tell you exactly what these homophobic or transphobic slurs were, only that he was shouting them at children. And another website I've come across referred to Reimer as a thug. And CBC, our Hateful Liberal of the Week, is attempting to accuse Derek Reimer of beating up one of his cellmates while he was in jail in Calgary. Once again, I don't believe this story either. And we'll find out why in a minute. Assault on cellmate alleged. He was released on bail but refused to sign his conditions, ordering him to stay away from LGBTQ2S+ community members and events. LGBTQ2S+. Maybe somebody could tell me what 2S stands for, because I don't know. So, Reimer remained behind bars at the Calgary Remand Center for several days. During that time, Reimer was charged with institutional misconduct after attacking his cellmate, according to the Crown. who detailed some of the allegations for the judge. When sheriffs checked on Reimer's cellmate, they say, the man was badly beaten, suffering injuries to his face and head. The victim required glue to treat 2 lacerations. Now, this is a very serious allegation that they're accusing Derek Reimer of. Staff at the remand center interviewed both men. The victim said he woke up to Reimer assaulting him for no reason. Reimer told the officers he attacked his roommate because he was stinky and gross. Police investigated, but the victim did not want to pursue criminal charges. He didn't, did he? Now, why would he not want to pursue criminal charges against a cellmate who had allegedly beaten him so badly that he suffered severe injuries to his face and his head? Why? One of the bail conditions prohibited Reimer from going within 200 meters of events organized by the LGBTQ community. So first of all, the CBC is the only mainstream media outlet claiming that Reimer beat up his cellmate so badly he needed medical attention, and then trying to tell us that the cellmate who was beaten didn't want to pursue any kind of charges whatsoever against Reimer, which leads me to believe that they just made this whole thing up just to smear him, because the CBC hate Derek Reimer for being a Christian and for protesting at an LGBTQ plus event. So they make up this very serious allegation against him, which, I don't know, based on the details that they're giving right here, it just doesn't fully ring true at all. And after allegedly beating this guy up, he was released on bail almost immediately afterwards. Okay. So, this is why the CBC are the hateful liberals of the week.